Hey, everybody. Welcome to Metal Movies and Brewskis Live. This is the 25th show. I'm your host, Matt Burke, and thanks for tuning in. I gotta say what up to the chat right now. What's up, Bascom? Thanks for stopping by. Oh, hey, that's me. I know that guy. What's up, Lady Ali Singües? Yeah, man. And we've had some crazy week, man. We had the Hulkster going all balls out on for Trump. Trumpomania is going wild on you, brother. That was awesome seeing him up on the stage, and man, one of the craziest weeks of all time, I have to say. We're ending the week off strong. We got some awesome guests on tonight. Yeah, and without further ado, I'd like to bring him on. It's our boy Brian Kreisgau. What's up, brother?
What's up?
How you doing, brother?
I'm okay, man. Just got home.
Good?
Just got home.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Went to like a neighbor to a town about 20 minutes from me for it was like a post-punk dance party.
Oh,
I
crazy.
don't dance, but but they're playing like my music, or at least a lot of it. But then I felt like the old guy at the party, right? So I cut out early and made it just in time.
There's a bounce, huh? And then we also have tonight on here, Dean James. Gonna be hanging out with us for a bit.
Hey guys.
What's up, Dean? How you doing, man? Oh, for sure,
I'm
man.
doing good.
Nice, man.
Enjoying my lunch at the moment.
Because you're in Australia, right?
Page? Yeah, in Australia.
That's
it's
crazy,
2 in the afternoon right now.
Oh, okay.
So
it's 9 o'clock for me, and then it's midnight for Brian. So we all get different times going right now. That's pretty crazy.
Say yo to Vernon Wells for us.
I don't know who that is.
You're Australian and you don't know who Vernon Wells is.
I'm a child. I'm a child. Okay?
No, okay, all right. So you get a pass. Michael Bancroft, though, does not. Do you realize that Michael Bancroft's never seen any of the Mad Max movies? That is kind of unbecoming an Aussie, in my opinion.
Okay,
yes.
even I've seen the Mad Max movie. Well, I've seen the first one, and I've seen Fury Road. I didn't watch Furiosa.
No, me neither.
Yeah, but I've seen Thunderdome.
Mad Max 2?
No, I've seen Thunderdome.
Oh,
and the first
you're in for a treat,
one,
dude. That's like one of the best movies ever.
Yeah, 2's solid. I like 2 and 3 the best.
2's amazing. 2's the best.
Well, I'll have a Mad Max marathon soon.
Yeah, you got it.
I am in the mood for some Mad Max.
Yeah, no, I just like that whole genre that Miller made, you know? Like I was telling Brian, I'm in the minority where actually I was down to watch Furiosa just because I like the villain so much, you know? And it sucks there's no Mad Max in there. But I like Immortan Joe, and I thought the one that Hemsworth came up with was pretty interesting. So
I've heard the movie's pretty good. You know, like I haven't watched it. I plan on watching it eventually, but I have heard that it's actually pretty good. You know, but it bombed at the box office, and now they're not going to make a sequel to Fury Road.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just like the last one was like a bait and switch. It's like Mad Max is writing bitch in his own movie.
Yeah,
it's just like the last one was a Furiosa movie.
Yeah,
so it's just like a Furiosa prequel.
Kind of was.
Whatever. He's still George Miller's still a god to me just for the first 2.
Yeah, Fury Road was so good though. Like
it was solid.
even if it is more a Furiosa movie than anything, that movie was sick, and it had stunts just coming out of its ass. Like it was a great movie.
So fucking metal.
Visually fucking amazing.
That one faceless dude with the guitar and the fire and shit. Just what the fuck even is that?
Dope.
Yeah.
Yes, I know, but it's supposed to be a Mad Max movie, so I hated it. But like my millennial friend that I went with absolutely fucking loved it. And I'm not going to rain on other people's parade. It's okay. It's okay. You can have like your new Mad Max, your new soy,
your new
down, emasculated Mad Max.
Take your soy Max. Got a little bit of metal news. The singer of Brujeria, Brujeria, the singer died. Brujeria co-vocalist Sireko Pinche Peach Quesada passed away last night from heart failure at 57. Yeah, it's an old school, Latino death metal band.
Brujeria was the shit, man.
Yeah, man. I recommend if you guys are into Brujeria, check out Asesino, and that's Dino Cazares from Fear Factory, and I believe also the dude from Static X is a bass player in there. They wear masks kind of like Slipknot, but yeah, man, it's crazy. It seems like every time I turn on my phone this week, someone's dead, whether it be an actor or a musician. It's fucking crazy. Crazy shit, man.
Yeah, they've been dropping like flies since like 2020, 2021.
It's nuts. I mean, just this week, man. It's like full on like apocalyptic like death, man.
Who else departed this mortal coil this week?
There's a lot. There's been a lot of actors, like the dude from Alf, one of the kid actors from Alf. Like a lot of like TV actors and character actors. Shelley Duvall. Bob Newhart.
93.
Just so many, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, when it's like, Bob Newhart, he's like, Homeboy's like 93, and it's just like, all right, it's sad, but it's not tragic, right? It's like Homeboy was like 93 years old. It's terrible when somebody's like 53 years old.
Yeah.
That's not as tragic as somebody in their 20s, but it's still too young.
Yeah, definitely, man. And there's also Kerry King. He was talking about Slayer. They've been broken up for 5 years now, and they're already talking about doing a couple reunion tours reunion shows because the singer, he just retired, but Kerry King's still making metal. So I don't know, for all you Slayer heads out there, they're gonna have a couple, probably 3 shows in the U.S. and then
without Araya.
No, with Araya, yeah,
with Araya. Okay, that's cool. Okay, because it's not Slayer without him. And Slayer shouldn't make any records without Rick Rubin. Unfortunately, like their last, I think, 2 albums, he just like wasn't interested in producing, because I always considered him a member of Slayer, really.
You liked him that much, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I mean, it's just like night and day. Yeah, he was the guy that took Slayer, took it to 11. Slayer was at 10, and Rick Rubin turned it up to 11.
Yeah, definitely. He's pretty underrated, I think, producer, man.
He's got his props.
Yeah, I got a little something else I wanted to show you guys. Something that something I'm actually really excited about, and personally, let's see here.
Rock and roll.
Let's see. I think that it's something that's like long overdue, and anything from this, I'm happy to get. And I also think that Legacy of Kain. Soul Reaver is getting a Kickstarter graphic novel. It's going to be about the origin of Raziel. So if you guys are familiar with Soul Reaver or not, it's finally coming around the mountain. I don't know. I haven't really backed any. I can't really think of that many things I backed on Kickstarter other than the Dracula book by Matt Wagner and Kelly Jones.
I messed up. I didn't back that.
I'm gonna buy this shit. Well, they're coming out with 3 more. They're doing 3 more books. They're going to do a quadrilogy of Dracula books. But yeah, man, this is going to be awesome. I'm not sure who's writing it, but let's take a look at it real quick. Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver graphic novel, The Dead Shall Rise, is a canonical prequel to the classic action game. And when you purchase, let's see here, that's yada yada yada. It's been about 30 years since Blood Omen, the gore-splattered first installment of Legacy of Kain video game franchise, which wowed PS1 players, while that title was followed by 3 official sequels, including the all-time classic Soul Reaver. The action series has not received any new official content since 2003's Legacy of Kain Defiance, which that was my favorite game. 2003's planned multiplayer game Nosgoth was a tangentially related spin-off and never officially reached. They did have some playthroughs of that online, but you weren't Raziel or Kain in there.
Whoa. So they were going to do a Legacy of Kain MMO?
Type thing, yeah. And there was a different Raziel.
Everything was MMOs at that time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling it, dude. I'd rather be like, I actually like Kain the most. He's my favorite. But
Blood Omen's my favorite game in the series, man.
But I have read up on this graphic novel, and it's going to be canonical. And it's going to take place in the time before, right before he got his wings ripped off by a Kain, So right before the evolution jump, from him drinking so much blood. And from my understanding, he was like a holy man in Nosgoth, And yeah, man, I think this is probably like one of my favorite genre is that whole like action horror. You don't really get it too much, with the exception of like Blade and Underworld, where you're dealing with vampires and werewolves and whatnot. It's got that Lord of the Rings feel to it.
Yeah, the Castlevania series, the one that Warren Ellis wrote, was fucking incredible. Does this mean that they're going to be bringing the games franchise back? Because usually when you see something like this, it's usually in conjunction with like a game or something.
Yeah, you think they would do that, like smart with their stuff, but you never know. They might just be trying to maybe renew something like rights. What up, Shadowpunk?
You guys, if this is a success, I would assume that they will.
Yeah.
Up
Shadowpunk. Yeah, I don't know. Like, those games are just crazy. Like, there's this channel too. We'll talk about them more on this channel because I haven't even started with Legacy of Kain. There's another channel though I follow where they just do lore video drops on all of that. But there's pretty awesome book I want you guys to check out. We're gonna showcase that right now. It's called The Embrace 2, and we got our guy here, Dean. He's the artist on that book and co-creator. I was gonna share the campaign right now so you guys could take a look at it. Let's see here.
By the way, if you're a fan of the original Legacy of Kain Blood Omen, there's a game called V Rising on Steam. And I think it's on consoles now too. And it's basically like an advanced version of that.
Okay. Yeah, this is a sick cover right here, Dean. I'm really digging that.
Oh, thanks, man. That was the first thing I did for this book was the cover. Like before I started doing any layouts or anything, got the cover going because Odin's a massive fan of my, like my traditional pieces that are penciled and painted and all that. And so I don't know, like a good year ago now, he was like, yeah, just, do one of these for me, please. I was like, yeah, sure. Happy to. Because they're a lot of fun. They take a while, because it's 100% traditional. It's just
nice.
But yeah, I like it. I'm happy with how it turned out.
Yeah, it looks dope. I like the villain too. If you guys want, you can check out, I did a review on the first book. You guys teased that villain a little bit at the end, and I liked the design of the character. I thought it was really cool, and I was very interested on what you guys were going to do in the sequel, so I have been eagerly awaiting it. You guys are doing okay. You got 6K right now, 73 backers strong. I'm thinking you're pretty well like into the book as far as art goes, right, Dean?
Oh yeah. I've basically finished all of the pencils and the layouts and things like that, and I'm just going to spend the next because we're doing this on Indiegogo, Fund My Comic, and Kickstarter before going to print.
Smart.
And I'm just going to spend that entire time just inking. Like there's a couple of little changes here and there, on a couple of pages, but it's basically all penciled out other than the very, very end of it, which, I'll do when I get to it. But yeah, no, I'm literally like, I just finished inking a page right now because like, I don't know if you've seen or not, but we sold our original art pages, or there's like one or two left, but we had a couple of original art pages on there and they sold straight away. So we're going to put a couple more on there. And so I'm just working on this inked piece, which I just finished. I just got to scan it in now and do the whole updating of the campaign.
People love original art, man. I think that's like the way to go. Like as long as you got some dope pieces up there, like a good pricing, like, oh man, I think that's the way to do it. Well,
we make sure that every art piece comes with a copy of the book and stuff like that, because there's no point in spending, like, if you're going to spend like $200 or $300 on a page, you might as well get the book that comes with it,
Hell yeah.
I agree. I do the same thing.
I agree. I didn't do that in previous campaigns. I am going to do that in the future, though, because
it's sometimes it's you don't think about it, but it's like, damn,
right.
But yeah, man, like this book, man, like Six Gun Gorilla, kind of bring a tear to my eye. I ain't gonna lie, when the older I get, I don't know if it's because I have kids, but I see things a little bit through a different lens, and things kind of tug at the heart a little bit. And so this was one of those books, and I don't know, Dean, if you want to go into like kind of like the story a little bit, maybe the synopsis of maybe one and a little bit of two, possibly.
Yeah, I'm happy to. Yeah, well, the first book, like, as you guys probably already know, he's the ghost-powered superhero. He's the spectral superhero with the suit powered by ghosts. And basically, the story, the first issue, opens up with Clarence, who is the father of this duo. He's at the police station, and they're getting ready to tell him that they're going to close the case as unsolved because they can't figure out what happened to his like 12-year-old son. I think he's like 8, actually, to be honest. He's a little kid, And it wasn't fair what happened to him. He was a victim in a gang initiation where they had to kill someone innocent for, to get into this gang. And basically, Clarence is, when he hears this news from the police, he's at the end of his rope. He just gives up on life and he goes to the place where his son was murdered and he goes to take his own life. And right before he does it, his son, the ghost of his son, shows up and says, Dad, stop. Well, when he sees his kid, as you do, he gets all happy and he gives him a hug. And in that embrace, he is given a vision of what happened to his son and who it was that killed him and everything like that. And when he comes out of this vision, he's in this super suit and he's undergone a transformation into this character that we know as the Embrace. And the first book ended with him catching the person who actually held the knife and did what he did to his son. But what he finds out is that there's more to it. It wasn't just this lone dude with a knife who killed his son. It was a whole group of them. And it's actually, we kind of, we didn't get too graphic or anything, but there was a gang of people that held his son down and as they murdered him. And so he's going to get a hold of all of those guys and basically just take down this entire gang. Whereas, as you can see, that's that double page spread is page 2 and 3 of the book. So we open up, picking up right where we left off. It's the very next week, he's been taking out bad guys left, front, and center, trying to hunt down these dudes that are responsible for what happened to David. And then he comes across this character known as Strangle, who is the big monster thing on the cover, 'cause up until that point, he's the only superpowered character in the universe. He's the only, he's been taking these bad guys apart like it's nothing. But then when he comes across Strangle is much, much stronger and much more powerful than Clarence and David are. So he kind of, gets into a bit of a tussle and, it doesn't exactly go well for him.
Oh yeah. That's, I think this page too with the Mustang, man, me and my Mustang stories, Brian. My pops. I that just really just sells the book, that whole image, you know what I mean? Your art, man. I remember, I remember you showing this art off a ways back, I'm like, damn, dude, that fool leveled up. Damn, look at that shit.
Yeah, everyone says that, and it's undeniable. Book 1 and book 2, I have improved a whole lot. Yeah, and the artwork in number 2, if I do say so myself, is legitimately great. And it's awesome. Those are our interior pages. They look like that all the way across.
Incredible.
It's got that 90s feel to it, and the character, it's something. It's I don't know, man. The stuff that I like from the 90s, Spawn, the Darkness, the Crow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think that the concept is actually, I don't know, it tugs a little better than the Darkness and Spawn. If I don't know. If I'm being honest.
Well, that's all down to Odin. Odin's a fantastic writer, and he manages to inject a lot of heart and a lot it's a much more hopeful story.
Yeah.
Than any of the Darkness or the Crow or any of that, because he doesn't rebel. He revels in it a little bit, but he turns this story is about growing and moving forward and letting go and learning to become a better person. It's not about revenge. It's about justice.
Right.
Yeah, that's always
cool. The tagline: "Justice, not vengeance."
You gotta have your thing too. I like the Simpsons right there. Homage.
Just like the first book, it's full of Easter eggs.
So
if you want to be an Easter egg, just send me an image or whatever. I'll put it around because I've got lots of billboards, movie posters, graffiti, and stuff like that in all the buildings. Every one of them is a reference to someone from the chat. Someone that we know.
Oh, I love that shit.
I just love seeing that you guys are committed to this shit, bro. You guys have been working on this for a minute, and
oh yeah, definitely. You're
because
when I first the Embrace one was my first book ever, and I don't know if you guys remember because it was a while ago now, but I was talking about how I really do I'm only here in the indie scene because the mainstream has just fallen apart, and for someone like me who I obviously like the stories, I read them, but it was all about artwork for me as growing up, and even before I started doing this, before my level up, it's just the books in Marvel and DC and all that have just gone so far downhill. There's no appeal for me at this point. And so I went looking for better artists, and that's how I ended up here.
100%.
Anyone else? Nobody it's just incredible. It's you look at these books and it's just who is this made for? It's for an audience that literally doesn't exist.
The shadow audience, right?
Exactly.
And it's like, I don't know, man. Like, I just think it's cool that like you and Odin have been around a long time, you know, for years. You're still doing it. Like, because a lot of people kind of just left, you know, and I'm still around, and Brian's still around, and I'm getting better at my art too. And you know, I'm leveling up. Like, people are leveling up, and it's just, I'm glad that there's still some people around like-minded that are trying to do fucking the right thing with comics.
Yeah, well, as long as it keeps being a success, you know, like as long as we can afford, like I'm always going to be drawing something. Like, let's say the whole comic thing just falls apart, right? Like my entire life, I was the kid with a sketchbook under my arm at school and stuff like that. You know, like it's part of my DNA to draw, so I was always going to be drawing something, and I don't think I could ever really quit. Even if it gets really slowed down, there'll still be something coming out from me at all times.
Right.
It's just, you know, as like obviously, you know, we all have bills to pay and things like that. So hopefully we can make it successful at the same time.
Yeah, but we need to do creative stuff just to stay sane.
Yeah,
like exactly. Yeah.
For me, I've talked about it before, and for me, it's the art demon, and you know, if I don't exercise this demon, I'm gonna flip out. So I either have to be drawing, writing music. I have to keep moving. Otherwise, I'm a very uncomfortable person to be around. You know.
Yeah, so I need to do something.
Never gonna stop. Homeboy needs to be fed
until my hands are broken, and I got to go get like shots like pumped into them, or like Turkey or Mexico. I'm gonna be making comics.
I'll tape a pencil to my hand if I have to. You know.
It's like get in there. You know?
Frank Frazetta, remember he had a stroke and lost his illustrating and painting hand, and he just trained himself to use his left.
Dude,
I would do the exact same thing. Let's say I lose my left hand today, like it gets cut off. I would learn how to draw with my right hand straight away.
Yeah,
my dad had brain surgery, and he lost all feeling on the right side, so he had to learn how to write with the left hand and play drums, and that helped him get everything back playing the drums. But
really,
I'll do this. I'll do it. This is an Irene cover right here, huh?
Yeah, that's Irene's.
Badass.
Because we have a bunch of, like, you know, I want to say all-star covers. You know, like they're people that you definitely recognize. And so we've got Reenie's cover, which is just, you know, sick. Honestly, it's awesome. Like, she wanted to do a picture of Strangle, so she got me to draw some references of, like, you know, like not actual drawings, but like, you know, his body proportions and like what he looks like, any details. Write it all down for her and just send her a picture. And she's like, "Yeah, we're gonna do a thing featuring Strangle," and it turned out awesome. Like, her colorist is sick,
and she loves her beasties. She loves her beasties.
Yes, exactly. And this one's Ida Messias. I always say his name wrong, but he's a professional from the mainstream. He's done Spider-Man, and he's worked at Image and a few other places, you know. But he basically, because he's, you know, his biggest work was this Spider-Man thing, Odin wanted him to do a Spider-Man-esque cover. And so he's actually going to be working, because these aren't going to be Virgin variants, you know, they will have the trade dress and everything on them. But he's going to do a special version of the Embrace logo that looks like Web of Spider-Man's logo.
Oh, that'd be good.
And he's going to put that on this cover here.
Nice.
That was another character that also is Spider-Man too that reminded me. That's
a lot of my references, you know, like you could probably see it in the first one, but in this new one, you definitely can see it. Yeah. And like Spider-Man is one of my biggest references of all time. You know, like it's some of my favorite stuff. It's back when, you know, back in the day, Spider-Man was like the only thing I read as a kid, you know, Spider-Man and Spawn. So it was a lot of Todd McFarlane, and there was a lot of Greg Capullo, and, you know, Jim Lee's Batman was sick as well. But like there was a point there where it was just Spider-Man.
For me too, like for me right now, it's all Venom and Spider-Man. Like that's all my boy wants. Oh, what do you want for your birthday, dude? I asked him today. I want Spider-Man, you know, figures and Venom figures, like a lot.
Yeah,
hell yeah. Well, I mean, Spider-Man's is one of the all-time great characters, but also has like what, the second or the third best rogues gallery?
Second.
Out of, like,
or tied with Batman.
Yeah.
Second and Batman, and then Turtles are third, in my opinion. And then X-Men are four. I mean, like Omega Red and like all the cool villains.
Magneto is my all-time favorite villain, so.
I'm a Dr. Doom man myself, but Magneto is
pretty dope.
Dr. Doom is great. Yeah,
I like Sabretooth. He's kind of a basic bitch, but I just like him. Whatchamacallit?
Yeah, I got no hate for Sabretooth. Sabretooth.
He's just basic, but I like his feral. You know, I like the Max.
Did you see the original Sabretooth actor is returning as Sabretooth in Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yeah,
how sick is that?
That's Michael Myers, bro.
That's when I see that, I'm like, that's bait.
He played Michael Myers in the two zombie movies.
Oh, really?
Tyler Mane, yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
He's a big dude.
But one thing, real quick, I like really liked a lot, dude. Like but I missed out on was like the Ben Reilly and the Kane storylines. I was like, dude, there's some that Romita Jr. was drawing. Those are some cool characters that kind of get overlooked. But Kane, oh man, it's so cool.
Romita Jr. is hit or miss, especially these days. But like his work on Spider-Man back in the day and Kick-Ass are both just like truly great comic book, just work. It's honestly like I will always respect Romita Jr. despite the fact that he doesn't seem to care these days. But like weird, Kick-Ass and his original Spider-Man run was some of my favorite stuff. His Daredevil was pretty sick too.
It's some
his Daredevil was awesome too. Yeah, no, I mean, to me, he's always been one of my favorite artists because he's somebody that doesn't seem to have that much natural talent, but he works really hard. And I remember, picking up with the X-Men while he was the artist on the book, and I hadn't read it in 5 years.
Well, he will forever be in his father's shadow, so he's got to work extra hard.
Yeah, but you look at something like World War Hulk, and it's like those characters are stomping across the page.
No, he's dope, dude. I like him, and that was something Piscor was saying that I do agree with. It was like a lot of artists think he's dope, but a lot of fans kind of 50-50.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He doesn't have that natural talent, and
I disagree with you. I think he does have natural talent. He's just not his father. He's living in his footsteps, and he's probably not as talented. Maybe that's another debate, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah. I think you're right.
I think he has potential to be great. Like as I said, his Spider-Man and his Daredevil and Kick-Ass is just honestly beautiful. But like over the years, he seems to have just given up a bit. Like he doesn't there's nothing new where I'm like, oh, that's awesome. It's been going downhill for the last decade.
Dude, this Shelby cover, bro. I was just like, wow, that's like one of the best pieces I've seen by Shelby.
Shelby's a beast.
This keeps getting better and better, even though he's like way better than like most artists in our scene. I'll be honest. I think he keeps getting better and better. Like that Bloodborne piece or Bloodbone piece he did for Aces, and then this. And it's like fuck.
Well, Shelby's a legitimate professional. He is truly great. He has that comic book style that I've always wanted to reach, and I'm slowly getting there. But Shelby just keeps shooting past and further away from everybody else around him. It's actually insane. But really I didn't mention a second ago, we've got the Bancroft cover, and obviously Bancroft, and then we've got the Shelby cover, which I commissioned myself just because I loved his. You might remember he was doing Frank Miller style a few months back.
Oh, and the Absolute cover too that he did was sick.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, you got to do one of those for me, and so he came back with this.
Nice.
I love that style, man.
That's amazing.
Hell yeah.
Let's see here. And you guys got a lot of really cool tiers too. I plan on backing this book later on tonight as well.
I appreciate that, man. Because I hope to see a review from you of the Embrace 2. Because your Embrace 1 review was one of my favorite reviews back then.
Well, my whole thing is basic, underread basic dad, basic bitch dude, dad, bro. Like that's how I am, and I just do everything in one take and see it how I see it, and I try to review it right after I.
Oh, Bancroft's in the chat. Bancroft is in the chat. He says, "What about Bancroft's revenge? Bancroft is dead. Everybody knows. Anyone who read the first one knows that Bancroft is dead. But there will be some flashbacks that feature him. Not in the Embrace 2, in the Embrace 3. There'll be flashbacks that feature him, and we'll be able to meet his partner, who I can't remember the clever name we have for him, but it's Rob Arnold. So.
Oh, I miss Rob Arnold. I haven't seen that chat in a long time.
There will be some more Bancroft in the future.
For sure.
So you have a lot of like these original art tiers. Seems like a lot of them kind of already went, right? You were talking earlier.
Yeah. A lot of them sold straight away. We still have the double page spread on there. And we still have my original glow in the dark piece, which is one of the mini prints that comes in the box.
That's sick.
But yeah, definitely if you're gonna back anything, if you can't decide, feel free to back the box. Because the box does come with the Spectral edition, just like the first time. A special black and white version of the book that can only be found in the box will be returning this time.
That's a great price too, man. A double pager for $500. Oh my god! And it's
the catch-up tier. It's good that you have one of those.
Well, of course. Naturally, we have to have a catch-up tier. But legit, I don't mind if that double page spread doesn't sell because I'll just end up framing it and putting it on my wall.
Right.
It's one of my favorite things. But a lot of the original art already sold.
I had this conversation with Preston about like, separating yourself from your art. Like there's certain things that he draws or paints. It's like he doesn't want to give them up. They're like his children. How do you feel about that?
I mean, it really depends on the page. Like as I said, that double page spread, part of me is hoping that it doesn't sell, but at the same time, like I need to sell some things and get, we got to make some money. So hopefully it sells. But if it doesn't, I'll be secretly, like in the back of my mind, I'm just like, yes, I get to keep it because it's actually one of my favorites. There's as I was talking about a second ago before, I think it was before we went live, or maybe I said it right as we get live. But I was thinking, I just finished this other page, and we're going to be putting these 2 splash pages. They're not double page, like 2 separate splash pages are going to be going in here. And one of those is a picture of the embrace. And I'm kind of hoping that one doesn't sell either, to be honest. But it probably will.
Right.
Hey, no, it's hard to part with some pieces sometimes. Like for me, I like don't want to part with anything, and then as I'm like, then I like get tired of it, and I'm like, let's get rid of it,
Yeah.
But also too, you got like kids, that might want it one day, and that's always a good reason to hang on to it. I love this cover though, man. I love your color pencil work. Your mixed multimedia. I love what you're doing with like the kind of like the smoke or whatnot with the character Strangle right here.
All the slime too. The slime,
all the stuff on the bottom.
It's really good. Slime.
The slime is actually like I'd colored the whole tongue and everything and rendered it and all, and then I grabbed this yellowy green colored paint pen that I have, and I just drew all of those lines all over the tongue, and then I went in with a fine liner and like gave it a bit of contact shadows to make it look like it's actually attached.
Oh man,
there's no way I can scan that.
No disrespect to like the people that work in digital, because to me it's just like okay, it's just another tool. But there's just something about like traditional media that's just special, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Like I do all of my layouts and everything digitally so I can size it all and get it all right. But then I always print it out and do all the rendering and the inking and everything fully traditionally.
Nice.
You got the 6116 right there, brother. That's what's up.
Sick.
Brian got
somebody
you going
back.
Right there. Oh, yeah, Brian got in there.
Too.
I'm gonna get in there later tonight too after the stream. But yeah, so we got one backer right now. We're gonna jump away from the campaign for a little bit and come back in a little bit. If you want to hang out a little bit, Dean, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine to hang out.
I don't know about you guys, but I feel like hunting up some monsters maybe.
Oh shit! You guys
feel about that?
Yeah, you won't be disappointed.
Bear dogs.
Do my Vanilla Ice dance. I always do the Vanilla Ice dance during that song.
So this is a part of the show where we talk about our crazy cryptids that are out there, and these ones I think are interesting. They're actually part of the scientific or Animalia, the zoo,
cryptozoology.
Yeah, cryptozoology, and these are the bear dogs. Are not closely related to the bear family nor the dog family, being members of the suborder Canifornia. And fitting into their own family. There's not really too many sightings of them, other than that, if you were to jump into the Wahilia, and that's the Native American legends about them. And I don't know, I just think they're really cool.
Well, that image up there looks like that image up the top there looked like a Tasmanian tiger, which is now extinct. But
yes,
that's basically what they look like.
Right.
Yeah, I remember that one too, like with the big long, like the big jaw mouth.
Yeah,
I have more. Usually they have like sightings of whatnot, but what I do have right here, I do have some other images I'd like to show you guys. I think they're really cool. I try to get in there and pull up some Google stuff every show, and so like me and Brian, we like fan art and stuff like that of different movies and monsters and all kinds of stuff that.
So I've been meaning to draw a xenomorph for so long at this point.
Oh yeah, right. Dude, I remember when I was a kid, when I think Alien 3 came out, they had like a gorilla xenomorph, and because that one had the dog alien in it, and
yeah.
Here's one right here. Like this is actually how it kind of like I don't know. They took like a skeleton and put some fur over it and did.
But
like
that's not like an actual. But that's not like they haven't found skeletons of these creatures, have they?
Oh yeah, they have. Yeah, they have.
Okay. Okay. All right. So then this is something that we know existed, and it might still possibly exist.
Exactly. And there's probably like 10 different like versions of it. You know, there's like a picture that actually showcases all of them. Like I like this one down here where you see the long bear tail. You know,
that size comparison is that big. I hope they're extinct. I don't want to run into something like that.
Yeah, that thing would mess you up, honestly.
Fuck, I hope they're friendly, right? It just because it sounds cute too, bear dog, right? But a bear.
Yeah, I want to hug a bear dog. Why is it friend shaped?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
They're cute looking.
Yeah, right. And there was just like so many animals, like, and there was a lot in California too. Like California had a lot of these like big bears and these dire wolves and whatnot, and all kinds of crazy animals, like, you know, thousands of years ago. And there was one. I was watching like the ones of Australia. They had these giant like wolf koala bears, dude, that were on the ground. Yeah. Those were like the craziest ones I had ever seen.
Well, they have the craziest wildlife.
The face, but then they open their mouth and they got these crazy like tusk-like teeth. And I think they hunt in packs, so cool. But they were, and they could climb up trees and whatnot. So they were part koala, part like wolf bear, sort of. So cool.
Yeah, that sounds horrifying.
Could be really cute too, though. You know, koalas are certainly adorable. Everybody loves koalas.
We were talking about the 90s, right? And like in the 90s, I was obsessed with the Max, you know what I mean? And Sam Keith's art. And I always thought of Australia, you know, and I always think of like, you know, the dudes in our space, like you and Bancroft and, you know, and other people in Australia, you know, and I'm just like, damn, you guys are crazy. It's like you're living out there and like where the Max was took place in Pangea and all those different crazy animals, you know, it's just fascinating. Yeah. You guys are just on the rim. You don't even fuck with the center of that world.
We have to shake our shoes off every single time we go outside. You got to tap your shoe on the wall, make sure there's no big spider in your shoe, and that's just a thing we get taught growing up.
It's also just the venomous reptile capital of the fucking world. Like,
9 out of 10 of the most venomous spiders and snakes in the world all live in Australia.
Yeah, Jesus. Fuck. Oh man,
that's crazy, man.
Hell no.
Yeah,
so far out. That was one book though, man. I could have swore I heard you say on a stream one time you were into the Max. Were you ever into the Max?
Yeah,
you did that one cover, that homage cover. I remember.
Yeah, I did that for JP, which unfortunately that book didn't fund. But like, you know, I thought that cover was pretty sick.
Yeah,
the Max. The Max. If you look at the Embrace's like slimy glove things, they're actually just straight up references to the Max.
Oh yeah, the lava, like, it's so cool. I love that. I got a character kind of like that too that I designed for fun. Like, I love it. I was talking to my buddy, right, and he's doing like tabletop gaming and stuff, and he's probably going to get into like the crowdfunding market of doing like tabletop games, and that just do bestiaries for a living, and they make thousands of dollars, you know. And I'm like, dude, I could do that. I love just making characters up, you know. And I don't know, I just think that's pretty awesome. I was going to take a little quick break right now. There's actually one of my favorite bands. They just dropped a new single, and I listened to about the first 45 seconds of it, and I was gonna show it right now. Just get up and maybe get a drink and let you guys look at it and probably do a little reaction. So it's just about 4 minutes. So
cool.
We share it. This band's Dark Tranquility, and let's see here. Let me.
This is the new shit. This is the new jam.
This is the new shit. This is the year.
New shit.
It's the year of Mikael Stain, dude. This guy's got like 3 bands, and he's starting to blow up, man. Finally, after 30-something years. But the song sounds pretty cool. But I didn't, you know, I wanted to listen to it on the show, so it's kind of fun. Here we go.
We are without, we are just passing by, no guiding hand for finding a way. We're equal to a lust in our eyes, the mindless noise we are. We are not nothing, yet why do we fear? Fear to the power of infinity. We are not nothing. We serve our purpose here. We tell ourselves what we need to hear to make a mark. We are not nothing. Where's got to be? The emptiness we are ready to resist. We are ready. Still lost in time, so far beside ourselves. Our truth is ever, it's not a single path to what is hollow, to what is now left. Will we see another way? We are not nothing. But why do we fear? Fear to the power of infinity. We are not nothing. We serve our purpose here. We tell ourselves what we need to hear to make a mark. We are not nothing. Where's got to be? The emptiness we are here to resist. We are here to defy. Without our order, our catalog of time. Without our sense, we are meant to just survive. We are not nothing. We serve our purpose here. We tell ourselves what we need to hear to make a mark. We are here. The emptiness we are here to resist. We are here to defy. We are without, we are just passing by. No guiding hand. We are without, we are just passing by. No guiding hand. Finding our way.
That's just pretty dope.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And they put on a good show.
Oh, you've seen them live?
Yeah, I've seen them live a bunch of times. I think that's like their maybe 15th album or something like that.
Because I'm just discovering this band. Like,
yeah, they're like just Depeche Mode and like Gothenburg sound
so,
put together. And
right. So I'm like kind of like working my way through their discography, and they're just dropped the new shit. That's fucking.
You ever heard of Sentenced? Did you ever hear of Sentenced back in the day? They're kind of like they're a little bit like Typo Negative a little bit.
No. I mean, you know me, I'm a goth metal guy.
But I've seen them with In Flames. I've seen them with In Flames, Sentenced, and Killswitch Engage and Pomona. Like, whew,
nice.
Like maybe 20 years ago or something like that. And I was like, okay,
that's a good lineup.
dope.
Howard Jones and
yeah, he was in. He was in Howard Jones back. Howard Jones was in Killswitch back then. I never saw Jesse David Leach, but he came back, and that was pretty cool.
Right. But Howard Jones was the shit.
Yeah. He had a lot of energy too on stage, man. Yeah.
It's just like, just the same thing with the singer of this band. It's just like I love singers that can go from clean to raunchy, and bring it hard in both directions.
That's why I like Michael Stain. She says a little bit like Tycho Negative in that way. Yeah, and he actually has another band called Cemetery Skyline that just came out, and it's all just kind of like that clean singing that he does. So that
Allie's like obsessed with Typo Negative, Peter Steele specifically.
Yeah, this dude's like Typo Negative and Depeche Mode pretty much. But yeah, that was a pretty dope song. Always fun to put on. Got a little something here I wanted to show. Let's see here for the Embrace. I did a little fan art back in the day for it, and let's see if I still have it. I was going to show you guys. Thought I did. Yeah, here we go.
Allie's like, he looks like the guy from Nickelback.
He does a little bit.
Don't judge him for that though.
This one right here.
Nice.
We got the Embrace choking out some thugs using his hands, like kind of like Kane from Blood Omen, you know how he could like telepathically suck people's blood out of their body and just open his mouth.
Oh yeah, I still love doing that.
Well, he was kind of like mimicking with the hands, and I love that villain, so I had him coming up behind and playing with the whites, really on that Bernie Wrightson thing. Still,
hell yeah,
when I was doing it, so hell the Embrace too, man. It's a fun world. I mean, it's not fun, but it's an awesome. It's a great book and a cool character designs, and man.
Dark fantasy like this can be fun. I think that something like The Crow, for instance, I think that those first two movies are fun movies. It's just that they have a real dark side to them, right? Definitely. It's not like Sallow 120 Days of Sodom or Cannibal Holocaust, where it's just like you've seen it, but you don't ever want to see it again. It's not a Serbian film, is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Or Martyrs or something like that.
I still haven't seen that one.
Strong stuff. Very, very good, but seen it can stay the hell away from me for the rest of my life now.
Yes, I'm here, Crazy Mad.
Crazy Mad.
Yeah, people, back this book.
And then Brian, you still got your the first one's fantastic, and this one looks even better, And
you won't be disappointed.
So, yeah, like that.
I feel pretty confident in saying that it'll be one of the best comic books that you've ever read. It might even end up being one of your favorites.
Damn.
Because I'm at the point, because we've Odin's spoken about this a few times. The whole series will be 5 or 6 issues, depending on how issue 3 and 4 goes. It'll be 5 or 6 issues, right? And then that'll be the very end of it. But I've said a few times now, we're going to get to the end, and people are going to look back on the Embrace 2 and go, "Oh, the Embrace 2 was the best one by far," because I really don't know how Odin's going to top this one. This is it's honestly sick. It's one of the coolest stories wise. I'm not talking about my art right now. I'm talking about Odin stepping his game up, because we got the origin and everything out of the way in the first one. And so this one's just like action packed from start to finish. And, obviously you have all the Embrace doing the cool shit like you see in that double page spread. But there's also like the gang members are doing like, gang stuff. They're assaulting people. They're like, I've been spending, if I'm not drawing monsters or the Embrace doing superhero stuff, I'm drawing like gunfights with the cops, and I'm drawing like car chases and stuff. Like the Embrace 2 is actually really, like, story wise, really sick. Like I don't know how. I really don't know how he's going to top it. He's really got his work cut out for him now.
He's getting he's leveling up too as a writer too. Odin.
Oh, definitely
putting out new stuff, and it's just awesome seeing that in the space. You know what I mean? And like we don't have a bullpen, so we can't really we have these little tiny bull type like little group pins. But like at Marvel and DC, we weren't in. You know what I'm talking? Like we don't have that like they did as much. So
yeah,
it's kind of cool every now and then when we can kind of say, hey, dude, this is cool. Maybe think of that or think of that. So I'm always open to constructive criticism. Someone might DM me on my art or tell me, hey, you know, maybe you should do this more. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. You know what I mean?
That's how I credit all of my leveling up to the honest critique that I got off all of my friends and people in the chat and stuff like that. Because I never once got all pissy about it. I never got upset or anything like that. I straight up asked some of my friends. I was like, "Tell me what's wrong with this. Don't just tell me it's awesome." And then I wrote, like, you know, I took notes of everything, and I, you know, made a conscious decision to try and improve on all of my weak points. So you'll see, like, it's a pretty massive difference between the Embrace 1 and the Embrace 2. But like, it's going to continue as I move forward as well, because I'm, you know, I still have, you know, dot points that I need to learn what to do properly. So we're getting there.
Right. Well, I mean, that's what it's all about, is the leveling up, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Artists, it's easier to see.
Yeah,
right?
#
Us writers, it's a little bit more difficult to detect, but we're trying to level up right alongside you.
Hashtag just a writer.
Yeah,
because you guys don't get the respect.
Just writer Brian, you got your campaign right here. Your 6-gun gorilla. This is the last chance right here. It's the last 2 issues, right?
Well, it's the last 2 issues and the volume 2 trade paperback.
Nice.
The last campaign I had done was for issue 8. Before that, issue 7. Problem is everybody's just like, well, like, I'll wait until the next trade paperback. I'm just like, motherfuckers, there's not going to be an issue 9 or 10 unless you back 8, right? So there's no way in the world I was going to do a campaign for a number 9 and a number 10. So basically, I always make sure that the customer, the backer, gets the story, gets the book in whatever format they like. So people have been collecting the floppies. You can get the floppies. If you have the first trade paperback, you can get the second trade paperback. You can also, if you're new to the series, you can get all of the floppies, or you can get both of the trade paperbacks. Nice. The trade paperback, it's not, I guess I'll make it official. Right now, there's Jason Orpheus, the guy who did Octopus Cowboy, is doing a short story that I wrote that's going to introduce a character called the Dandy, who is cool. The first character that I'm going to introduce from the expanded 6-Gun Gorilla universe. Because after this story is over, 6-Gun Gorilla will be coming back. He will return, but he's going to be returning as part of an ensemble, right? Its current title is Any Gun Can Play, and it's going to be just kind of like a Magnificent 7 of the Weird West. So it's going to be a bunch of other just kind of like weird, bizarre characters from this universe. And the first of them is the Dandy, who, as his name would indicate, is a very, very spiffy dresser, a little bit effeminate, maybe a little light in the loafers, you might say, and a stone killer. And so, that's going to be I think like a 14-pager. And I was thinking of maybe including it as a ash cam, but I think I'm going to throw it in the back of this book, because this book, the second volume, is just 96 pages. So,
is this Dandy character also an anthropomorphic animal, or is he a human?
No, he's a human, and all the other characters that I'm going to be introducing are humans.
Okay.
Yeah. But there's going to be a gorilla hanging out with them.
Yeah.
A circus gorilla, an angry circus gorilla with big guns.
Well, that's cool, man. And you guys, I got the Embrace 2 linked up at the chat at the top, pinned at the top. So if you guys want to swing up in there, get the Embrace 2. And Brian, I'm going to put your link right here in the chat too.
Thank you, brother.
So people can come and check out your campaign, get the last of the 6-Gun Gorilla. Brian, you've fulfilled on 7 campaigns now?
Yes.
So Brian's true with that. So you ain't got to worry about that shit.
Right. You were going to get your stuff, and with the figurines, shit happened. And it took me like a year, almost 2 years, for people to get those figurines. But when they got those figurines, they got 2 figurines and a letter of apology from yours truly. So my backers mean the world to me. They're the ones that literally help me make my dreams come true. So, you get one-on-one customer service, which is one of the things that's unique about this space, I think. And I will treat you right every time.
Sweet, man. And you got your link in the chat right there. Crazy mad. I got yelled at when I told my girlfriend how much I stood back in the embrace. Uh-oh. Gotta be careful.
Yeah, man. Whoa, Dean. Dean, have you been huffing helium?
Sound like my kid. Oh man. And there was another campaign I wanted to check out right now that they just launched, and they could definitely use some love. And this is for the 656 boys.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the I haven't got that one. I got to get that one as well too.
Man, they are so freaking good. They're so freaking good. They're like the best kept secret in indie comics right now.
This one right now is criminally underfunded. It's at $400. Their goal is 3K. You got Rich Ayala covers. I'm gonna have these boys on too in a while. It's a 32-page black and white one-shot comic over 20 years of all their characters. So they've been pumping these shits out for 20 years, guys. Come and check it out. There's a host of different tiers to back, and come check it out, guys. Really, they have some really cool stuff going on. These are some of the books that they have put out before. Some of these characters I haven't even fucking seen before. They got like this kind of vigilante, kind of like Mexican Punisher looking dude. He looks pretty dope. They're really big. These guys have really been cementing themselves in the border horror genre with their smash hit, The Cryptidnals. If you guys haven't picked that one up, try to find it on eBay.
Yeah.
But I'll put a link in the chat so you guys can check this one out too. Okay.
Yeah. Undead Border. I had zero interest in reading it, and Preston had an extra copy because he did the cover for it, and he was like, "I think you should read this," and I was like, like I really need like another zombie comic in my life, and he was like, fuck you, I'm going to send it to you, right? And he sent it to me, and I read it, and it blew me away. Then of course they came out with the Cryptidnals, and I think that's a classic. I think that might be the best book in our sphere. It might be. It's has imagining on the level of like a Tolkien or something like that. Fantastic stuff. And then of course Dead Stop, which is like a collection of short stories, border horror stories. And what's great is that some of them are supernatural and some of them aren't.
Oh yeah, that was a great book too.
Right. So like it's like when I read Undead Border, I was like, oh, so that's what it's like to live in Juarez, right? It's the truth that only horror can give you.
100%, man.
Which isn't the literal truth. It's not the truth you see. It's the truth you feel.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. And these guys, like right here, it's Welcome to the Border Mayhem All Stars, a special one-shot book commemorating 656's comics 20th anniversary. It's an all-out 656 all-star slugfest featuring characters from the Cryptidnals, Go-Go Zombie Soldier Serban, Undead Border, Los Mercenaries, Odds, Dead Stop, and the third party, and many more. And it's got Rich Ayala's art on here. It's kind of got this like video game feel to the page. I love they have some of the best campaign pages. Like
they do.
Put those guys up. I don't know if you could hire them to do them, but I think Ole does the campaign pages. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna pick this up. Comes with the Pogs and the Slammers. There's no shipping on this, for US, I believe. And
wait, I didn't even know this was active.
Dude, I didn't even know. Dude, it launched like the other night when we were doing the horror movie club on Thursday. It was kind of like he told me about it too, but I just totally man. Like I don't know.
Yeah. What is wrong with those guys?
So they got this book's $10, dude. You guys, $10. There's no shipping on it for US and Mexico. I mean, Dean might have to pay more if he picks it up.
$28.
Yeah,
probably they have a digital tier.
They have a digital tier though, but yeah, we'll be going over this campaign more throughout, but yeah, man. Here we go. What up, Dean?
Does that sound better? I had to reset my computer.
It considerably
that
less
happens sometime. Like that, I don't know. Honestly, there's no explanation for it. It happens sometimes with my microphone, and then the only fix is to reset the whole computer. So, sorry about that.
Oh, it's all good,
cool.
It happens all the time. It happens all the time here. yeah, we were just showing that campaign by the 656 guys. They got Pogs and Slammers on there. There's no shipping for US or Mexico. I was saying Australia, you're gonna probably have to pay like $1,000 or some shit.
Yeah.
If you haven't picked up their books, bro, hard recommend the Cryptidnals. Hard recommend.
Yes.
Yeah, the 656 boys are awesome, and they're super friendly too.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, anyone not familiar with them, go check them out because they, they're talented and they're really cool.
And they deliver, and they don't take 4 years. And check them out.
And I mean, they've actually made me laugh until I cried on like.
Oh yeah, they're funny.
Yeah,
they do a Sunday
fucking
stream called
fucking hilarious.
Usually around like 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Fucking hilarious. You know how just some people are funny? Like I know like 2 guys that are generally just hilarious. Like they should have been comedians. And those guys are, they're not them, but they're very close to them as well.
Yeah. So like I recommend them as guests. If you can have them as a guest on your stream or something like that, folks, for sure, you're gonna have a fucking fun time with those cats.
All right. Well, now, guys, we're gonna play a little game. You guys ready?
Oh shit!
Here we go.
Black Metal Decode.
All right. Who can guess the name of this band? Knock yourselves out. We got some people in the chat too.
Okay, it can't be Satan.
That's too easy, dude. It's got the upside down cross and stuff. Come on.
Right.
But you're close, dude.
Is that an E?
Hatan?
You got it. You got it, dude. Yeah, you got it, man.
Hatan?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Latane. Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, I still don't see it. I still don't, even knowing I can see the T and the A's.
Yeah. And the I and the N.
Yeah, I could see the N from the very beginning. I was like, all right, that's like an A-N at the end there. I had no idea what the start of it was. I'm like, well, is that an E or is that an L or what?
I'm running out of black metal bands, but there's so many bands that have just adopted the black metal font for their band, or just kind of that whole you can't read my shit. That's how fucking metal I am. So eventually we'll start going into that,
At one point I thought maybe it was Haxon, right?
Oh, Haxon?
Named after that incredible silent movie.
From back in the day,
witchcraft.
Right?
Yeah. But then I was like, that can't be an X. It's gotta be a T.
It's gotta be a T, yeah.
Gotta be a T.
It's gotta be a T. And then there was one more campaign that I wanted to share, just because I don't know, man. There's books out there, and we gotta be showing them, man. Because at the end of the day, I'm a cartoonist, and this is what we do around here.
Especially with Indiegogo shadow banning and stuff like that too.
Yeah, totally.
Like we're completely shadow banned. You can't find us on Indiegogo at all. So
100%, man.
Anyone sharing it out, we're 100% relying on just like the community and the people in the chat and Twitter and everyone just sharing everything out.
And thank you, everyone that came over and checked out the show, and everyone that's backed the Embrace and all our books. We thank you.
Most definitely,
100%.
You have our eternal gratitude.
Yep, exactly. And this one right here is the Hell Knight. Brian Kreisgau, you're writing this, and Preston Acevedo's drawing it, illustrating it.
Yes, sir.
And everyone that backs and signs up right now will get a painted sketch card. So basically, Preston doesn't want you to sign up.
Yeah, don't sign up for this, people.
Brian, you want to do a
Crazy
quick?
Matt says you can Google the Embrace too. Yes, we know you can Google it, but if you go on Indiegogo, it's not on the list of comics or anything. Yeah,
it's an indie no.
You can Google it. You have to Google it. That's like the best way to find it.
It's so fucked up. I mean, look, this is why I'm like, I have an Indiegogo going, but I'm always trying to steer people to the Fund My Comic, because we
don't know what we're gonna do with the book 3 yet. But like, as I said earlier, we're gonna go Indiegogo, Fund My Comic, and then Kickstarter.
Yeah.
But for book 3, it's still up in the air.
That's the best way to do it, I think, because you have all those different audiences that are just gonna want to stay on their thing. They'll always be on there, like that's their team.
There's always someone asking, "Are you gonna do this one, or are you gonna do that one?" So it's like, yeah, we're gonna do all of them eventually.
I think that's just the way to go now, and then eventually kind of have your own website if you could do it, you know?
Yeah, that's the plan. Like, well, that's my plan for me and all my stuff moving forward. But I don't as I said, I don't know what we're doing with the Embrace 3 yet. That's still up in the air.
You're going to do your own website? Are you doing like a big cartel or something? Or
yeah, I'm going to do, because I've got, Ray, Tug's web guy. I've got him building me he's building me a comicsmate.com website.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah. That'll be up and running eventually, that's no idea when that's coming, but soon. Like, that'll be there.
That's the way to go, man. Like, I see some dudes like they got crazy stuff, even on Big Cartel, man, where they're just slinging art on there. Their books, their art. There's so many different things that could be done. But Brian, you wanna do a little pitch about this real quick?
Yeah. This is from a concept by Preston Acevedo. He did a little backup story in the first issue of Doc Salem, and it was about Gary the Hell Knight, and it was kind of like this cutesy, cartoony thing that he did. Gary the Hell Knight. So he asked me, like, do you think like maybe you could write this story but make it serious? Because kind of what I do as a writer, and this was never in my intention or my goal, it's just my niche, I just seem to fall into it, is I like to take really, really crazy, bizarre concepts and then tell a serious story with them. Yeah. And so for this, Gary became Gareth, and
I'm still going to call him Gary.
Yeah, Gary's. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, that was kind of like a little bit of a joke, because I was just like, I can't have people calling him Gary, but I'm not going to completely change his name. So what's Gary short for? Gareth. Because this sort of a thing is always more fun when you play it kind of straight. Of course, this is just Preston just going completely Preston. When he's illustrating Six Gun Gorilla, for instance, he's illustrating Six Gun Gorilla. That is to say, he's telling my story. Here, the goal is to tell a story and just kind of give Preston opportunities to just go buck wild, to give the guy the stuff that he wants to draw, and also tell a compelling story. And that hopefully sticks to your bones a little bit, right? You don't just read it and then forget about it. You read it, you put it on your shelf, and maybe every now and then you come back to it and check it out.
Right.
Again. Yeah. But it's basically a kind of homage to the Marvel 70s monster heroes. Son of Satan, Ghost Rider, Morbius the Living Vampire, with some of like Jack Kirby's The Demon thrown in there too. And when I was a lit major, I studied Milton very, very closely. And, also when I was studying, occult subjects, demonology. And so this is something that just fell right into my lap. And I was just like, I can do this.
Perfect.
I can do this. I can do this easy. So I had fun writing it, and, and wrote it with the intention that Preston's going to have fun illustrating it, which means you are going to have an absolute blast reading the damn thing.
That's a sick picture too. Like, that bike looks fantastic.
Fucking dope.
Preston is a fucking rock star. I've been saying for ages now. Don't let him know that.
In the chat, guys.
Don't tell him that.
Go check it out. Go back to the Embrace. I got that pinned to the top. But sign up and back this book. All these books I'm showing you will not be sorry. All these guys deliver their books, so you ain't got to worry about none of that. So,
hell yeah.
Yeah. I actually got a couple trailers for some movies that are coming out. There's actually one that's out right now, and me and the wife were gonna go watch it last week, but it didn't work out. But I don't give up. I still want to go watch it in the theater. And it's funny because it's cheaper to watch it in the theater than it is to get it off demand right now. Isn't that crazy?
That's wild.
I go see it in the fucking theater for $5. And on demand, it's like 15. It's not on demand yet, though. But once it does, it's like $20. You know what I'm talking?
Really? Remember, streaming services were supposed to be the alternative. They're like, you don't need cable. There's no ads. It's super cheap. And now it's way more expensive. You do have ads.
Yeah, it's why I pirate all my shit.
And I actually like getting up and going out to the movies. Like I make an event out of it, like an adventure. Like, let's go do it, baby, And
exactly. That's a night out.
It's something to do, and especially if it's something that you think could be special, right?
Yeah.
Like Godzilla minus
Minus one. Oh, that movie was
I
so
kept telling
good.
people like you need to see that in the theater. You need to see that in the theater, and some fools didn't listen.
You guys
that
probably
scene with the atomic breath was unlike anything I've ever seen in a Godzilla movie.
Phenomenal.
Holy shit.
Phenomenal.
This one's all the rage right now. This movie, you probably heard of it. This one's called Long Legs.
Opens.
Oh yeah, I've heard about this.
Huge.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking of seeing that tonight. I'm actually probably going to check this out tomorrow. New Nicolas Cage joint.
I love Nicolas Cage. He's one of my favorites.
Yeah, man's a legend.
Yeah.
Is it scary being a lady FBI agent?
Yeah.
Take a nice long look. A letter was left with the bodies. Signed with one word.
I saw a beast rise up out of the sea with 7 heads and 10 horns. And on his horns he wore 10 crowns. On each head was written a blasphemous name.
What aren't you telling me?
He'll kill and kill again.
I know you're not afraid of a little bit of dark. Because you are the dark.
Do you still say your prayers? Never once. They scared me. Hello?
You could have made nice with me. But you didn't. And that is that to all of this. I'll be waiting.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think that that movie looks pretty legit.
Yeah, it looks interesting. It looks cool.
Has a very Thomas Harrisy vibe to it, right? Like immediately was thinking of Red Dragon and Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
It looks great, and I've heard it's awesome. My boy Chris, actually, my horror homie, saw it last week and said it's phenomenal.
Yeah, I've heard good things.
And it's looking like they're going the Argento route as far as Suspiria, where they're taking you on an attack of the senses. And there's a big rave about it from Guillermo del Toro on Twitter. And for me, like I do this thing where like I'm hunting Cage films. I'm hunting Cage films right now. What do we got? What's Cage got cooking up? Because for me, like we were always talking, we love Cage on this channel. And for me, like again, I'm always going to reiterate, he's our Vincent Price, he's our Christopher Lee, and he's our Peter Cushing, all rolled into one with some others. He's the one that's putting out his cojones on the table for his art out there. Probably, I don't know if it was, maybe it wasn't for a minute there for him to get out of tax evasion. But at the same time, I think that he
fell from that. You know what? He went from Hollywood movie star to guy that makes really shitty movies that are direct-to-video quality to like horror icon.
Yeah, dude. Like, and now he's just like so much more.
King of indie.
Like he's like in the top 5 biggest actors right now in the world.
For sure.
And it's probably even bigger than that. He's probably in the top 2, but no one really talks about it. And his movies aren't making that much, but people are fucking talking about him like nonstop.
His catalog is just like 1 million movies long at this point too. You know, like the guy says yes to everything.
And he's like Samuel Jackson would, you know. And it's even Willy's Wonderland. It's fun. He doesn't say fucking.
I love that movie, man.
I liked it too. And then Pig. I haven't seen Pig yet. And then they have the one with where he plays himself and he has that crazy fan. That one got kind of big. It looked fun. And then there's there's just a straight up. He's got some action movies. Renfield was awesome. Fucking loved Renfield.
Renfield was fun. Yeah, him as Dracula was really cool.
So hilarious.
Out off the wall. But this one looks scary. He looks fucking scary. And I love Mandy. That's like my favorite.
Mandy is amazing. Have you seen The Color Out of Space yet?
Yes, I have. The Color of Space, best Lovecraft movie
Best
ever made,
Lovecraft
in my
movie ever.
opinion. And it's just
Yes.
the guy just delivers, you know, and that.
Well, I think the thing is, I think he has a better selection to pick from, right? And because I remember hearing an interview with him, and he's like, I can't imagine, like, after working in indie film like this, I can't imagine going back to work for, like, you know, the huge studios. He's like, these people are actually making actual art.
Yeah, it seems like for him,
they're
it's
not
fucking
making manufactured fucking, you know, cookie cutter shit.
And it seems like he actually is like in a really cool place because he's got the money and he gets to be an artist at the same time. Like for his art, he gets to do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yes,
and he gets to make art. You know,
interesting note about him. A little bit of trivia about Nicolas Cage. He doesn't watch his own films, right? But he also doesn't watch any other like movies because he's just like thinking like, oh, there's like, you know, what's his face from that dude, like, oh, I know him, and
I know him,
right. It takes you out of the kind of so he doesn't watch any of his buddies' films, right? Is that what you're talking?
Right. So his main joint, the main staple of his cinema diet, Godzilla movies.
The kaiju.
Yeah, kaiju movies, Japanese kaiju movies.
Hell yeah.
So he has excellent taste.
Like, it's weird, man. There's just like a lot of, like, I ain't gonna lie, to me there's actually more movies this year that I want to see. Like I want to go see Beetlejuice. I want to go see Nosferatu on Christmas. I'm really excited to do that. I'm trying to get out and watch that now. Yeah.
I'm really excited about Alien
Romulus too. That looks awesome as well. Yeah.
Looks dope.
And you know, obviously Deadpool Wolverine. That comes out in like 10 days or something. Like,
that's gonna be awesome. Probably be the biggest movie ever.
That I'm not going to see because, like I said, that's bait. And everything I see in the trailers and everything, I'm just like, oh, you're trying to get me. You almost got
Did you see the newest trailer?
They're trying to tug on the heartstrings with that one.
No.
Yeah, they got this bit, where he's like, I'm the wrong, that's Wolverine. He's like, I'm the wrong guy. And then, like, the person he's talking to turns around and it's Laura from Logan. It's the same actress and everything. She's all grown up. She's like, you were always the wrong guy. And it's like, oh my God, what the fuck? I didn't know she was in this too. Like, they've got everybody in this.
I know. That's what's like driving. I'm like, oh, like, no, it's bait. They're not going to trick me this time. Not going to trick me.
Yeah, I don't trust Disney for shit. Like, I won't be going to see that in the cinemas just because of everything Disney does. But like, I'll be definitely watching it when it comes out on streaming.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna go watch it. Me and the homie are like, we're gonna go watch it, you know. And it's just like, it's probably gonna be like the last.
We got kids and everything.
It's gonna be the last decent like movie where Wolverine's probably gonna work. I want to see the motherfucker in the mask. I want to see him in the mask.
Right.
So
I've seen the mask on its own. I've seen him without it. I want to see him in the mask.
Allegedly, they're gonna like CGI him smaller, and then the mask's supposed to come on. Like, there's all these rumors, you know. And I don't know. Like, so there's that, and I don't know. I think that's gonna be like the final. I think there's always gonna be good superhero movies, but that's gonna be like the last one. Kind of like you're gonna feel like this is the final nail. As far for me, it looks like this was the definitive nail in the coffin of Marvel. You know, like there ain't gonna. So
for the normies and stuff, you know, people that aren't into comic books, Marvel ended back in Endgame. You know, like there's a lot of people that haven't even seen the decline. They're just like, I was out after that point. Like that was the end.
No, me too.
Me too. Yeah, like I watched a little bit. I watched the the Moon Knight TV show. I thought that was
that was crap.
But it's like anything else.
Like 5 minutes of fucking Moon Knight.
Actual Moon Knight. Yeah, that's what I was like.
But they get you. They get you. That's the thing. They get you with
and they had the chick in there, like the chick's like, I'm a superhero too, and I don't know if it just
it's terrible. It was shit.
You know, that was a race and gender swapped hero from the comics, right? Yeah,
no, I didn't know that. I never read Moon Knight, you know, and I mean, I wanted to pick up the Platt shit, but it's like, dude, like, she feels race, like she feels like gender swap for some reason. Like you can just kind of like my bullshit meter kind of feel it, you know. Like I'm really good at like spotting people at life because I've worked in retail. You kind of pick that up. I've done it for 20 years. So like now I'm getting my bullshit meter. You know what I mean? My woke meter's kind of popping up. You know, like whenever I'm watching something.
Like The Boys, for instance.
I stopped watching that too. Like they kind of like
they used to hit the left and the right just as hard, and now it's just like all hitting right.
Like I was
they wonder why their sale, like all the viewers have just been leaving in droves since like season 2.
I turned
And
it
now
off.
it's just
It's all about
dropped
that
off a
ESG
cliff.
score. It's all about that ESG score, is what it's
Yeah,
about.
it is. And that dude, they ain't doing too well right now. The BlackRock.
Yeah, a lot
The
of
BlackRock
businesses. A lot of businesses, I don't know about Hollywood, but a lot of other businesses are just completely dropping. Like Microsoft just fired their entire DEI department.
Yes,
I
It's
know.
like, yeah, because it's costing them money now. Because
Yeah,
people,
fake
like
jobs.
regular viewers and everything, the audience has clicked onto that stuff. And you can't, like, not only does it not get you sales, these days it will lose you sales as well.
It'll
And
tank your
so
company.
It will tank your company, yeah.
Yes. So
Like,
I
like,
think
damn,
we're at the tail end.
99% caught on, dude.
I think we're at the tail end of that shit, but
Oh, for
that
sure.
means that there's still going to be like for a year or
Oh yeah,
two
the residuals. Yes.
the residual effect.
Yeah, I've been saying for a while that 2024 is the year that woke dies. And like it looks like it's finally happening, Like of course we will get those movies that started getting made last year and a couple of video games for the next couple of years. But all of the DEI stuff has been shut down. There are affirmative action has been completely wiped out because a bunch of people sued their companies that they were fired from or worked it for and all that stuff. And they actually won. So it's all getting shut down across the board. It was actually, I was reading it in like the newspaper of all places. And I was like, what? Like, this is something that my dad and that would read. And why, like, in big, bold letters, they're like, DEI needs to DIE. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude. And I miss, like, I don't know, man. Like, in, like, with the whole thing with, like, the Microsoft, 911 and flights shutting down because of I forgot the name of the company. You know what I'm talking about, right? That happened, like, this week? The big shutdown?
Yeah, because, I can't remember the name of the company either, but they did some update that wiped out every electronical, like every internet service. Yeah,
yes, dude.
Destroyed the cloud.
This is why we need physical shit, dude. Physical media. We need cash. We need movies. We need comics. We need newspapers. Print a fucking newspaper. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like everything, could shut down.
Yeah, I always get my comics traditionally. Like
me too.
There's
man.
no point. You can't be a collector if it's digital. Like I have a lot of digital games on my computer because Steam.
Yeah,
but like, if it comes to everything else, like movies and video games, like I still buy traditional video. I can't for my computer, but I've got Switch and I've got just a pile of games on my shelf. But books and everything, like you can't collect digital things. Like the collector's market, it's like they're trying to wipe it out, even if that's not their goal, But like, you can't be a collector of these things if you don't actually own them.
My uncle told me that too at a young age. I think I was like 7 years old, dude. Right? And he's like, "Yeah, everything's gonna be aired one day." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Yeah, you see that video game in your hand?
Ahead of his time.
He's like, that's plastic. That costs money. People don't want to pay for that." Okay. I'm like, "What are you talking?" And I never even understood what he was talking about. This is back way in the 90s, way in like in the 80s actually. And I was
he was ahead of the curve. He was
talking about he's a fucking libtard now, but back then he was ahead of the game though, bro. And I should have
figured it out.
He figured that shit out quick.
Well, I mean, it's like my younger friends, like my millennial friends, used to like come into my home and see just like walls full of books and CDs and Blu-rays and DVDs and all that, and they used to baffle me
right?
Because they don't have any of that shit. And for them, it's all on their phone.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I do have a tablet that I read things on. Don't get me wrong, but like I pirate things. And then if I like it, I go and get an actual physical copy of it. Like I don't trust the companies anymore, so I won't give them money, up front. I'll be like, all right, I'll check this out, and if it's good, I'll actually buy it.
Right. And thank goodness, like with Blu-ray, now it's like, because originally DVD was a collector's medium, right? Mm-hmm. And so you had all these amazing discs, and then just everybody had a DVD player, and they started losing all those extras, and then people stopped buying DVDs, and Blu-ray came out, and now you get like really awesome, like 2K, 4K versions of. Yeah,
I used to always buy the collector's box of whatever it was, even if it was just a single movie. Get the collector's edition so you can watch all the special features and all that stuff.
Man, that's where it's at. When I don't know about you. I mean, so when I was a kid, there was two kind of big kid movies. You know what I mean? There was the Monster Squad, and there was the Sandlot. Okay, I don't know if you guys.
Sandlot's great.
Those, but
Monster Squad.
There's something I want to show you guys. Check this out, okay?
Crossover.
Be ready. It's a. Let me show you real quick. Probably already seen this, but maybe not. Hold on one sec.
I haven't seen this.
Yes.
Let's get that gang back together again.
That's what they say when we're together.
Isn't this old man Carruthers' property?
I've heard stories about him. Some people think he was a spy, think robber. I bet their bodies are buried somewhere on this property. That's one in.
Tracy there.
What is that?
Oh my God, did that kid just die?
Operating today after nearly drowning.
Holy shit.
No, I think it's more like an invasion of the body snatchers thing.
Something happened to Ben that I can't explain. It's like he's a zombie at Night of the Living Dead.
You okay, bud?
You got the kid from Sandlot?
I was about to say, I'm like, I recognize that dude.
I invited him.
Yeah. Easy, fella.
This is Gene. He's a detective.
Exactly.
It hasn't changed at all.
There's more of you. I'm gonna have to dig a mass grave now.
Yeah.
Something is out there. If we sit around and do nothing, kids are gonna get hurt, including us.
This looks fun.
What came after you?
There's definitely something weird going on here. Monsters.
Yeah. You guys ready?
It's not us. Who? Let's do
It
this.
is the kid from Blackstone.
The kids have this vacant look in their eyes. Lights are on, nobody's home. You are overreacting. It's just kids being kids.
Yeah, that looks fun.
Yeah.
So I hadn't
I don't
seen
know.
that yet. That looks cool.
Like for me, like that'd be the perfect movie for me to take to see my kids. But I gotta watch it or read all the parental guidelines and stuff. You know what I mean? It's hard once you got kids. You got to start as soon as there's a movie. I'm like, oh, okay, I want to let them watch this, but I have to go and I have to.
You have to check.
I have to find every single because IDM International Movie Database. They have like the parental rating for every movie, and they break down every single little thing, and they're pretty good with it too. So like the last movie we were watching was I watched Legion with my daughter, and that just had some vulgarity, but I'll show her some gore if it's not too crazy, But,
age appropriate horror education, like I said, age appropriate sex education, age appropriate horror education.
Yeah, look,
Just
I
don't
watched
dump
The
them in the
Exorcist.
fucking deep end with Cannibal Holocaust.
I think I was
Martyrs
7
and
years
shit.
old when I saw The Exorcist.
Oh
How
yeah,
old?
it's pretty
You know,
rough.
and like that
Pretty
was like I was like 6 or 7 when my dad started introducing me to horror, and he didn't give me any of that age appropriate stuff at all. He was just like, "Here's some of my favorites. Check them out."
That's how it
So
was
no
for us.
Universal monsters, and then
I
like
grew
the
up fine.
Hammer.
Yeah, totally, man. Like for me, like they had everything, but it was just cut. Like you could watch RoboCop and Conan and everything, but they had like the TV. And my dad would record that and let me watch it, and I was just like, oh,
That was a
It's-
weird time though, yeah, because like RoboCop and Terminator and stuff had toys.
yes, they
You know,
did.
so like
I know a lot
my
of
little
R-rated shit
brother
had
was like
toys.
5, and he had this massive RoboCop toy, and we used to watch RoboCop all the time. But then when you look
I
back, you go,
love
"Oh, that was an R-rated movie. What the fuck? Like, why were we allowed to watch
And,
this?"
well, I mean, because he would tape the ones off network television, so they had everything cut out. They had everything dubbed, like freak you, cornhole. You know what I mean? So like it would.
Oh,
it
yeah.
was actually
Oh,
funny in a
yeah.
way. I actually like watching them again. So like he would tape that, and then it would cut out all the gore and everything, so it would just be really tame, and I would love it. And like and then the cartoon for some of these would come out, and I'd have the toys, and then later on as an
cartoon,
adult,
yeah.
I'd see the rated R version. I'd be like, what the fuck is this?
And then
You're
the
like, I don't
unrated
remember
R
this.
This is awesome. And then like maybe 10 years later, the director's cut of RoboCop. So there's even more where you see him getting crucified, and it's like, and they have like
Get
that
his arm blown off.
his
Yeah,
arm
man.
blown off, and
Yeah.
then they got like
Yeah,
the
and
camera
10
going
nines
around, and
pumps
it's just like
about 500 extra rounds into that yuppie.
Even now, like that's a harrowing scene to watch. Even as an adult, you're like, "Oh shit, he's coughing it."
Yeah. But it's that was the genius of Verhoeven. It also had an element of a strong element of satire too. So it's like you're watching these horrific things happen, but they're also kind of funny at the same time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, dude is a genius.
And yeah, what Ellie says in the chat, you can let boys see things earlier than girls. It's like, yeah, sure.
Well, and it's just like and salutations, to all you parents that actually engage in parenting, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to these scumbags that are calling for censorship, where they're just like, nah, I'm too lazy to do the parenting thing. So you just fucking censor everything that's,
Yeah, no, that's
disagreeable.
outrageous. Like, I'm always going to be against censorship when it comes to, any kind of media, video games, movies, TV shows, and stuff like that.
Yep.
Like, that's what we have ratings for.
Yes.
Like, if you can't even be bothered looking at the rating and seeing if it's, age appropriate for your kid, well, that's not anyone else's problem. That's not anyone else's job.
Yes.
You should be taking care of your own kids. At the very least.
Yes.
Check the
And
rating, shit.
And censorship is also, it's a super patronizing too, because it's just like, well, who decides, right? Our superiors.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just like, well, it's okay for us to watch this. We'll come away with our minds intact, but I don't know about you folks. Fuck that shit, man.
But
I
think
don't,
that movie
need to be
cool,
babied. No, thank you.
Did you see the Monster Squad, Dean? You ever seen that one?
Maybe. I don't remember. I don't think so.
Awesome,
Maybe.
dude. I highly recommend it. If you like Sandlot,
I remember the Sandlot because I watched that not long ago.
Watch Monster Squad, dude. That shit's hard recommend. Stan Winston
really
Studios, like the designer of Predator and a bunch of other Iron Man suit.
Stan Winston, yeah.
I'll check
That's
it
why,
out.
this looks like Monster Squad and Sandlot put together, and
yeah, but we're the monsters.
they're not showing them though. That's the thing. I mean, they gotta put in their own little juice too. Like like the Mel Gibson character's a retired cop, and the other one was James Earl Jones, that was a retired baseball player that just was blind. So they got to have the cop come in. So they're probably cooking up some Stranger Things as well. The cop.
Clearly. Yeah. I mean,
that would be the third element. Would be Stranger Things, I would say. Like the David
sure.
Harbour role as the Mel Gibson, James Earl Jones
that's the first
character.
thing that came to my mind.
But it looks cool though.
But
like,
that,
it looks
of
like
course,
a good
was
family
by the Goonies and stuff like that.
Yeah, it reminds me of like the classic 80s family movies, like with the baseball and everything like that. It's like it looks like it's going to be fun as long as they don't sneak any modern day bullshit into it. I'm sure it'll be good.
I think it'll be good because Mel, he's like all anti-woke and shit. So hopefully,
I love Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson's the best.
He's trying to start up Hollywood again it's him, like a new Hollywood with Gina Carano, Mark Wahlberg, and Harrison Ford. But we'll see.
Which I like all of them. I'll watch their movies.
I was trying to watch the new woke Indiana Jones, but the movie was, for some reason, it wasn't. I was trying to watch it today, because I love me some Indiana Jones, but the frames were all fucked up. Like for some reason, like Disney has this like bad version of it up on their Disney Plus, And I get Disney
don't
Plus
bother watching it, man. You're not missing out on anything, honestly.
Yeah, and I get it for
There's
free.
a lot of.
I don't pay for Disney. I don't pay for Netflix. So
yeah, see, I don't pay for any of that stuff either. I have Netflix because my parents have a Netflix thing that they gave to everyone in the family. So me and my brother and all that get Netflix for free.
Yeah, that's what I got from Disney.
yeah, well, yeah, exactly. But all I've ever done was like the free trial of Disney Plus. Like I don't even have Disney Plus at all.
Yeah, no, I mean the only thing good about it is like Gargoyles and all like the old like X-Men and the new X-Men. They got some woke shit in there, but some of it's pretty cool. In my opinion.
Yeah. I watched all of the new X-Men, and it was all right. Like I had no real complaints about it. I did notice any of the woke moments are literally things like split-second things that they can cut out for the Chinese audience. And that's the bit that bothers me the most.
Right.
Is like you're only doing it here. Like if you're gonna do it and do it everywhere. Not like with like the Spider-Man PlayStation 5 game, Spider-Man 2. Yeah. If you buy the United Emirates, the Arabic version of it, right? You can still play it in English, obviously. You just set the language to English. But that game doesn't have any of the LGBT pride flags. It doesn't have any. It cuts out a couple of missions and all this stuff. And it's like, well, you either believe in this stuff or you don't.
Well,
don't think you can get away with it here, and because you can't get away with it over there, just remove it. Like,
I mean, they don't. That's the thing. It exposes.
That's the bit that
they
bothers
don't care about this shit at all. That's one of the things I loved in The Boys is they pointed that out in like one of the early seasons.
It's all corporate.
BLM,
it was corporate
BLTs
sales and
like
stuff.
that.
Yeah,
that shit's funny.
Yeah,
I want to pull up the Embrace 2 right now while we're talking. See if we got any more backers.
Fellas, actually, I got to piece out. I got to start getting ready for Betty time.
For
Dean,
sure, brother.
It's wonderful talking to you, sir. Best of luck with your campaign, and I can't wait to read The Embraced.
Well, yeah, thanks, mate. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. Like, you're gonna love it.
I'm sure.
I appreciate your backing.
Rock and roll. Peace out, Matt.
Later, brother. So we're at 616 right now.
Nice, yeah. Our next stretch goal is 7,500, I think, which would be 200%. But yeah, please help us get to that, everyone. And if you can't back it, just share it out, because as I said earlier, we're shadow banned. So literally any bit of help, massively appreciated. We wouldn't be able to do, we literally wouldn't be able to do this without you guys, just because it's impossible to find on Indiegogo's website. Which, breaks my heart, honestly, because I put a lot of effort into this stuff. I'm trying to be a real professional comic book artist, live my childhood dream. And these companies are just shitting all over it for no reason.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's just has to come to that,
Yeah.
Get out there and back the book, guys. I know I'm going to be picking it up tonight after the stream.
Legend.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on tonight, man. I really appreciate it.
That was a pleasure, man. I've had fun. It's been a good show.
Yeah. And
thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, man. Anytime. And everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for showing up. Probably gonna scuttle off right now. I'm sure Dean, you're going into afternoon hours right now, right?
Yeah, it's my early afternoon. I've got to scan in that page that I just finished this morning. I've got to scan that in, send it off to Odin, also get a low res copy of that picture that once it's scanned in, so we can make a thumbnail and everything for the thing, because we're gonna put this one and one other for sale on the campaign within the next 24 hours. It's gonna pop up.
Fuck yeah. And then I can
use them to promote as well. I'll start posting pictures of them, because I'm pretty happy with these. Just like in the first one, there's going to be Spider-Man-esque scenes, and this page that I've just finished, he's outside this house that he's about to go into where he first meets Strangle, and he's on top of the lamppost just like in the first book, but he hangs down from it and then slowly lowers himself to the ground, and it's just straight up a Spider-Man picture. People are going to love it, so I'm really excited for everyone to see it.
That's awesome, man. Hell yeah. Well, you hear that, everybody. Go pick up the Embrace 2. You can back it right now. Again, these guys do deliver. I do have the first book. It's awesome.
Odin's done 8 or 9 campaigns at this point, so that's not something anyone has to worry about.
You got to worry about it. You will get your stuff. And thanks for everybody that's been checking out the channel. Been getting a lot of subscribers in the last month. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you. And as always, Dean, I'm sorry, where can people find you at, brother?
You can find me on basically any social media under ComicsMate, except Facebook. I don't have Facebook anymore, but you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is also ComicsMate. But yeah, I mostly use Twitter. I use Instagram sometimes, and I've been neglecting my YouTube channel lately because I've been so busy working on pages. But I will be getting back to making videos and live streams and stuff again, probably in the next week.
Nice.
Just look for ComicsMate, your mate in comics from the land down under, literally anywhere.
It's hard to do. It's hard to make the books and do the YouTube. You know what I mean? It's a hard balance.
Oh man, because I have a day job as well. When I finish my day job, sometimes even in the middle of my day job, I will start making a video and I'll edit it out, throughout the afternoon. But because I'm working on the comic book, it's okay, one or the other. Which one are you working on today? And so I've been trying to do as much of the actual line work for the Embrace 2 lately. And so unfortunately that has negatively affected my YouTube channel.
Well, it's definitely winning on the campaign. People are responding to the book, even through a recession. Man, the book's throwing up some pretty good numbers, and man, I can't wait to see you guys knock out that next stretch goal. And
I hope so, right?
Oh, for sure you will. And thanks for coming on again, man. And again, thanks for everybody that showed up, and I really appreciate it. Always remember to be bold, be brave, and roll the bones to know your role. I'll see you guys later. Stay metal.
See you, boys.